Hey, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, whoever you are. This is the pit stop with yours truly, the Grand Queen, aka Prof. Ah, it's a good one. Listen, we had a meltdown. Ah, straight up in the pool. Oh, at the watering hole. Ah, the baby pool. The listen, all kinds of trying to get cool moments over the past few days. It's been wicked. Listen, again, this is the pit stop. Welcome to the pit stop, your summer lifeline. Just checking in with you, hoping that you are making your mental health a priority. I'm just saying, how's your summer? How is your summer? How is your summer mental health? How is it? How's it going? Bro, you good? Again, this is the pit stop coming at you, your summer lifeline. So, hey, you're just getting up out of a 4th of July celebration. And yeah, it's been real. You know, we're celebrating so many things, mostly freedom. Back in the month of June, celebrating Juneteenth, which is like our Black 4th of July. It's more than a celebration. We're talking about life as a Black person, life as how we operate in this world, and what we really are at bay. Sometimes, we're at bay. The cultures make each other become, at risk, or we're at bay with each other. However, things can change no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what good, bad, ugly, and nasty. And here we are tonight, back again, you know, just helping each other to protect our peace, protecting and honoring each other. And we're going to talk and just also honoring, you know, BIPOC, BIPOC people, Black people, Indigenous people of color, Black and Indigenous people of color. For people not familiar with that term, which is they're always coming up with some term for us anyway. But nonetheless, when life detours, you need a divine place to refuel. And you need so many places to refuel in your life and give you understanding. So here we are at the pit stop and hoping that we make a difference in your life. Yeah, and let me tell you, the summer woo, heat and hustle has been real. But we're talking about, how do you making sure, that you are making your mental health a priority this summer and forthgoing. So yeah, and I just want to share with you, my heat and hustle is, you know, my why, should I say, which is what I do, is advocate for good mental health. That's my why. That's my heat, and my hustle is not hustling you, but actually gravitating toward the mindset where people are coming together to make mental health a priority. I'm not trying to, reinvent the wheel, but trying to make new history. Not trying, I have to make new history because of what I'm passing through, what you're passing through. It has to be a collective effort, even though it's individual experience. It has to be a collective effort for many. So yeah, the heat and the hustle of summer. Woo! I'm sure so many people had like meltdowns behind this. What was it, 100? Behind the 101-degree heat and other things that was happening. But the heat alone can really mess you up if you don't have the right tools to help you to cope. If you're not in a cool place, if you're overly hot, if you're cold, you're too cold, the body and the brain is not going to line up. It's like, listen, this is not it. So the bottom line is the pit stop and the Just Stop It movement. Really, we want to make it our business. I want to make it my business to be your lifeline, become a part of your lifeline because we have so many different lifelines. And even, oh, which just popped in my mind, I'm just glad. Jesus said, He is, we're the branch and He's the vine, I believe. So if you know anything about plants, viney plants like watermelon, um, yellow squash, just the family of squash, pickles, they're viney and they need a lot of nutrients and they need a lot of sun. And growing my little watermelon seedlings, they need a lot of space. And it's really taught me a lot about advocating just for life, advocating particularly in mental health aspects. I started to plant them in a small raised bed, and they did fairly well. They did okay. I can't even say fairly well. They did okay at the beginning of their growth and development, but after a while, they died off. I saw the yellow flowers came and little vines and stuff came, but it died off after it got the first little um, pod came out, and it died off. It didn't have enough space, and it wasn't getting like the adequate sunshine that it needed and wanted. So I replanted this year in a larger, uh, in a raised bed. It's like a makeshift tree trunk, and I prepared it specifically for growing, and it's out in my front yard, and it has enough space for the watermelons to develop and reach for the sun. That part. They have to reach for the sun. They have to have enough space for each of those vines to grow. I think I only put in like 4 seeds of crimson watermelon. So I expect to get at least a nice little, you know, supply from it by maybe like October, the latest, before that crazy cold, before that cold front. It's some kind of crazy frost that comes uh, in rural county, in Ulster County. And it's crazy. It happens like dead smack and you would think it would be warm and still warm in October. And sometimes it happens in September and nighttime. And then if you have planted things outside, it makes whatever you planted just die off quickly. If it's like below 55, that's it. Your stuff is dead. So I said that to say this, that doing things, making your life more meaningful, transformational, and is really the key. Changing. When you decide to separate and what drains you and step towards what heals you, bro, sis, you're good. I'm just saying. And the spiritual part of it, it's spiritual because I guess some of you are saying, well, planting is not spiritual. Yes, it is. Because you're talking about life. You're talking about real life. You're talking about the life of a plant, a living thing. And we are living beings and we are created to empower each other and empower ourselves and stabilize. And how do we know? How do we stabilize with clarity, understanding, love, joy, empowerment? That's your healing. So, hey, so this is the mental health check in at the pit stop to give you clarity. This is your summer lifeline. This is your summer lifeline at the pit stop. Mental health check in. A lot of people have a hard time with the word mental health and let alone checking in. Listen, if somebody doesn't check in with you, how are you going to cope? I guess some people like, listen, I'm by myself and stuff like that. We were born by ourselves, but listen, we don't develop by ourselves. It's just impossible to develop by yourself. You might develop independently, but you do not develop by yourself. You have tools and you have tools of empowerment and people to help you to develop to be your best self. Those are your vines. With the branches, those are your vines that give you the nutrients. You have certain people who give you the nutrients that you need in life. And this is what it's about. Giving and freely receiving. That's what it's about. So yeah, this is the mental health check-in. This is the pit stop with yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you. And bro, sis, you good? Have you made your summer? Is your mental health a priority this summer? And and forthgoing, summer, spring, winter, fall, it doesn't matter. It's a priority. It should be. So yeah, this is a time of clarity. This is your lifeline here at the pit stop. And for Black, Indigenous people of color, it's not easy. It's not. Uh, it's so political these days. It's just mind-boggling. It just makes your skin crawl how political things are. But nonetheless, freedom. People just celebrated July 4th, 250 years of whatever, according to our president. Um, for people of color, Black people, and people of color, Indigenous people, are we free? What does mental freedom? Let me just restate that. Are we mentally free? And I'm speaking to Ulster County folks out there. What does mental freedom mean to you this summer? The Black, Indigenous people of color. What does mental freedom mean to you this summer in Ulster County? Sullivan County, you up in here too. Orange County, you in it too. Poughkeepsie, you in it too. What does mental freedom mean to you? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat at Just Us. Go to YouTube at Just Us, J Tire Form 1. Drop it in the chat. What does mental freedom mean to you this summer? There it is. Ulster County family, what does mental freedom mean to you this summer? What? How? Not just what. How? How do you make it meaningful? Share. Share with me at Just Us, YouTube. At Just Us, J Tire Form 1 at YouTube. We need this conversation. Why? Because Ulster County, we need this conversation. Suicide rates are rising. Mental health days are worsening. Listen, I can't even imagine what was happening to us during these 100 and it felt like 200 degrees to me. What are we choosing? What are we choosing this summer? Are we choosing real change this summer? What are we doing? What are we doing? Again, how's your summer mental health? Are we stepping away from the chaos, or are we adding more to the chaos? Are we changing the stigmas? Are we removing stigmas, or are we adding more stigmas? Are we a part of the problem in the stigmatization of Black people, Indigenous people of color? Or are we, again, I gotta repeat that because I heard this guy, this preacher from Harlem, he's a piece of work. His name is Pastor Manning, I believe it is. You guys look him up on YouTube. And I tell you, the stuff he says, oh my God. I mean, like a lot of it is true. We live by facts. We don't live by bread alone. We live by facts and things like that. It's just that, yeah, it was so wild but it was so true what he was saying. And a lot of people are like, it's so, how you say, what he was saying, um, it just like, not only was it true, but it was just like a eye opener. If you go to YouTube, you'll see him. Um, Again, his name is he's a black pastor in Harlem, and his name is Pastor Manning. And I tell you, I wouldn't mind him coming on my show because he'll tell you like it, as my grandparents used to say, like the TI is. Um, like I said, sometimes we place each other at bay among each other. We become at bay among each other. And he said that, well, he talked about the black politicians. And I'm gonna let you guys just go to it. Just go, just check out what he said about black politicians at YouTube. And I tell you, he what he says he's had enough of black politicians because they haven't really addressed the real. They address the issues, but it's the how to. I think his issue is how to, and this is what makes us become at bay among each other as black people, indigenous, as black indigenous people of color. Is how we uh, present the truth and how meaningful or meaningless we make the truth become. And I think and I believe that's what he's saying. But you guys check him out, Pastor Manning at YouTube. He has a church in Harlem, and he is not your conventional pastor. Ha! My brother hit him up to me, hit me up on him, and man, my brother, he's a remarkable man of God, community leader, pastor in Harlem as well. And I tell you, you know, it said the truth shall set you free, and the question should be how. You know, sometimes the truth is good, bad, ugly, and nasty, but it's how it's formulated, how it's formatted, and what it triggers, and what meets you at the end. What's the end game? You know, that it's like that. So anyway, this is the pit stop coming at you tonight, live with yours truly, the Grand Queen. And yeah, you know, just celebrating Black, Indigenous people of color, and we're learning how to live together in Ulster County and Orange County and all counties, Poughkeepsie. We're learning how, you know, whether you've been here a long time, whether you're a long time resident, temporary resident, it doesn't matter. We got to learn how to live as a people. We have to learn how to live. And the most thing that we really need is respect. If there's no respect, it's a crapshoot from the gate. And we have to protect our peace. Honoring each other, honoring yourself, honoring people honors you, honors your community, and it protects your peace. That's the bottom line. So, protecting what? Protecting your peace is honoring your people. Protecting your peace is also honoring your community. Protecting your peace is also honoring you. Honoring you honors me. Honoring me honors you. Bro, sis, you get it? Yeah. So, what, again, what does mental freedom mean to you this summer? Ulster County, Sullivan County, Orange County, Poughkeepsie, New York City, New York State, for God's sake. What does mental freedom mean to you this summer? Let me tell you, we need this conversation. We need this conversation. Why? This is my why. Suicide rates are rising. Unaliving is rising. I don't know what if TikTok, if YouTube, they go, you know how they roll. Mental health days are worsening. Rural, Black, Indigenous people of color communities are being left behind. This summer we're choosing real change. This summer, this is what we're doing. So what are we doing? This is what we're doing. Choosing change and forthgoing. The summer is what? It's the heat and the hustle, but it's about the heat. It's about bringing solutions. That's the heat. That's what it's about, family. Protecting your peace. Protecting your peace. So yeah, before I leave you, boys and girls, just got a little something. I want to share a moment with you. I've just cooled down. That heat was cooking my brain. I mean, like, no matter what, even if you have like cool air conditioning and stuff like that, you want the natural air because it's good for your body. You want the natural sun, it's good for you. Um, but it was like you had to stay indoors for those who have like pre-existing conditions, seniors, babies. If it was just too bad out there, you had to sort of like really take it easy. Even the city was like, and the state was like, listen, you don't have to go anywhere, stay in. They were like that. I saved some screenshots from WeatherBug. It was crazy. And you just follow suit. You follow directions because you want to stay healthy. You want a long life and a good life. You want to enjoy your summer for goodness sake. So this is why I'm here with you. This is your lifeline. This is your summer lifeline at the pit stop. Mental health check-in, checking in with you. Bro, sis, you good? Ah, so yeah, I just want to share with you just a little moment. While I was having those supersonic, super heat moments, it just came to mind. A moment of clarity. Like anything, I guess, like the cartoon animation and the idea pops in your head and at the top of your head in the cartoon, light bulb comes on. you know, like in another dimension, the light bulb comes on. I had that kind of clarity. So here I just wanted to share it with you a moment of clarity about choosing yourself. I mentioned it earlier. Choose you. Honor you. Honor you. Honoring you honors me. It protects your peace. It protects you. And it brings more understanding and blessing. And it builds peace and it builds healing. So build your peace and build your healing this summer. That's what it's about. You don't do anything else. Build your peace and build your healing this summer. And here's something to help you to do it. Here's like a prerequisite. Here's something that can change your life. And I'm about changing. I'm about even little things. I like little things. Small changes are significant to me because it leads you to the end game. So in my book, in my ebook, and Run and Don't Walk, this is a simple, cool ebook. It's a simple, cool, as COOL, cool. It's the coolest book. It's the coolest ebook because you can take it with you. People are still reading. Yeah, just so you know, people are still reading. They're not just texting and engaged in so much technology that they're not uh, using tools to build their lives. So this is a builder. This is a builder block to you. This ebook is a builder block to you. So again, go to Google Books, Amazon Books. It's on Amazon, Google Books, and Barnes and Nobles online. If they stay in business, but they're still online. And Get this ebook, God's Mind Over Our Matters. And I'll be also planting it uh, for you. I'll drop it in the ticker. Here it is in the ticker, right? We're talking about building. You're still champions no matter what. And champions do not bully, they build. We're all champions, so we build, we don't bully. Unlike most of the world is doing, but we may be in this world, but we're not of this world. That's God's mind over our matters. We matter, and we are in His best interest all day, every day, helping us to protect our peace and honoring ourselves and honoring our people. Whoever you are, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. This is the heat and the hustle of it. So, yeah, in my book, I wrote sanctification is a transformational life. Just being set apart, having a transformed life, just simply put, having a transformed life. There is a chapter called Sanctification in my book. And it's really about a transformed life, having a transformed life. And I wrote this because transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens by blocks of life, blocks of time, different areas, and you build upon those blocks. It happens through stepping stones in life, not stepping on each other's, um, disrespecting each other. Although we're disrespected so much, it's crazy, as though it's a norm. We can change it, and it can change around us and with us. But it happens here because the mind is the light of the world. Jesus said that. So, stability. I wrote this to change the mind so the mind can shift with stability and clarity, making stability and giving clarity in your decisions. You know, we make a whole bunch of decisions, and sometimes they're dumb as nails. Why can't we say dumb as nails? Because nails are, you have these smart nails now, which is amazing. We're talking about empowerment and healing. So this book is just a deliberate practice to help you to dedicate yourself to building your life. And if you're already building your life, this is more building blocks. This is an excellent tool for those who are building. If you're not building, that's okay. This will help you to. This will give you a kickstart. So if you are depressed, if you are feeling alone, if you are feeling defeated, which is okay. Sometimes you have to be alone so you can learn how to build and use the tools that you have and gain more understanding about the necessary tools that you need and the containers, things to contain those powers, things to contain that empowerment, and learn about what access is, having the right access, that part, which helps you to what? Protect your peace and your honor and the honor of people. What it's about? The summer mental health. That's what it's about. So, in this chapter of sanctification, you know, it's going to help you step away from the chaos. God, there's so much chaos going on. I wanted to go to the city on Sunday, post July 4th. Child, as my grandparents used to say, child, it was a no go. It was storms going on. The weather was bananas. It was just weather happening all over different, the metropolis area, all over the tri-state area, should I say. It was just different pockets. It was stormy weather, but it was different types of things going on with the weather in each borough. It was crazy in each state, within the metropolitan area. It was really weird, but that's life sometimes. Life can get weirder, so you just have to get weirder with it. Be prepared. Get your tools right. Get your mind right. Check your mind. So this book will help you to be deliberate in your decisions, to deliberate separation from worldly practices, meaning from replicated practices. You are a champion. God made original blueprints. You are not the one to regurgitate information. Investigate it, make it your own. Don't ever accept what people say without investigating. That includes me and anybody. I used to tell my college students that. Investigate what I'm saying. Make sure it's factual. Even if it's old information, change it. Investigate. Step away from the chaos and stigmas of the system, what the system has built for us, and build the system that is good for you, the community, and good with you. Not what feels good, because that could be a fleeting moment. We're talking about what builds and removes the chaos stigma of the system that was built just for us, the Black, Indigenous people of color. That system was built for us. But here we are having the tools to rebuild and step into autonomy, dignity, and mental health freedom. This is your summer chapter. Again, go to JTire Form 1. You'll see it. You'll see it there in my previous reels. God's mind over our matters. And again, you matter. If you didn't matter, I would not share this with you. And here it is again. This is your summer lifeline at the pit stop. Yes, family, this is a moment about choosing yourself. That's what it's about, choosing you. You over money. Now, money is going to be there, believe it. Money, assets is going to be there because that's what you should be focusing on, assets, forms of money. What part of your life needs clarity right now? What are you separating from this summer? That part. What are you stepping away from this summer? How are you reclaiming your freedom? How? And what does mental freedom mean to you this summer? What does it mean? I'll be back at you on in a couple of days, this Thursday at the Just Stop It show. And I'll be sharing with you more advocacy on how we can, guess what? Just stop it. Huh. Just stop the chaos. Stop the stigma and empower each other. Through what? Mental freedom. Because the time, I also heard this too, which is crazy. I heard it on X the other day, that there's going to be a chip inserted where people can telepathically read your mind and things like that. I mean, I'm not to say that people can't do it now because it's spiritual. Okay, I know you're probably saying, what in the hoopty who is she talking about? We're talking about being mentally free, understanding the worlds, the spiritual worlds that's there. Because God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. And we can pick up in discernment on the things that are coming at us spiritually in the physical and whatever platform, whatever uh, containment that people use, against you, against your mental health, against your thought process, against your decision making. People use portals, they use inanimate objects and all kinds of things. They use laws and all kinds of things. But Jesus said, the Bible says that these things will not affect us. These laws, meaning standards and whatever is written, said, or done, does not affect us. It does not affect the real people of God. It does not affect the believers of God in Christ. And I say that strongly because I am, I have to say, a believer of God in Christ, who God has brought through so many things. And I'm living through the fallout. I have to say I'm in the trenches dealing with a dangerously mentally ill narcissistic husband who had to be walked up out of my house a few months ago. The month of July was back in April. It's not an easy fix dealing with the legal stuff. It's not an easy fix dealing with the hardship that he put me through, the programming that he put me through. And it doesn't mean that I'm less of a woman, and doesn't mean that I'm less of a believer. I just had to learn the specifics of behavior so that others will know that they can come through. So many people bound by narcissistic, abusive relationships that it's crazy, but they normalize it. From leadership, it comes from leadership in churches, in government, all over the place. But it's time to take back our freedom. It's time to own our mental health. It's time to own good mental health days. It's time to build good mental health days. It's time to understand what our mental freedom is all about. It's time to make it meaningful. And what does it mean to you this summer? This is for everybody across the world, locally, and again, globally. This is yours truly, the Grand Queen, coming at you. This is a Pit Stop Mental Health Check-in, and I hope that it's been meaningful to you. I hope that you now understand that there's a need to build mental freedom in your life, in your family life, in your community. And again, and I hope that the tools that I presented you with will make your mental freedom more meaningful to you this summer, starting today, right? And drop your freedom word. Drop your freedom word at JTire Form 1, at Just Us, at JTire Form 1. Drop your freedom word and tell me, what does it mean to you, and what your why is for mental freedom this summer. Peace, love, and joy. Be back at you on Thursday for more